the NFL has released soccer jerseys for each team in the National Football League. Yes, we are going to rank and tier list every single one of them from best to worst, figure out which ones are trash, which ones are class, all that and more. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Pete, give us a breakdown on what the hell is going on with this collab.
We are ranking football kits, and not the European football kits that we always do. We're talking about the real football, real Americano
that's gonna
football.
go really well with European fans. That's gonna go really well. That one's gonna go real well with European fans. Good call. Good call.
Americano football.
Hand egg.
Basically what I was getting. Yeah, the hand egg, whatever you want to call barbarians, whatever you want to call it. The NFL and Fanatics have launched a Football X Football collab. They are reimagining all 32 teams in the NFL, and these are going to be very exclusive. They're only going to be available at the Fanatics Fest in New York City on, I believe, this weekend, June 20th to 22nd at the Javits Center. Manola, you gonna go? I don't know, man. They usually go all out. They bring in like a lot of big athletes.
I have been getting the ads for it. I have been getting fed the ads. I will not be making it. Though, after looking at some of these, I could be tempted.
You know they're gonna go crazy like on the secondhand markets. But yeah, let's just get into it here. We're going to judge them kind of based on is there a connection to obviously the team colors, identity, history of the city that they play in. Starting here first with the Arizona Cardinals. I like this. A low wear it out. I think this just gets into wear it out. I like what they did with the shoulders here. Obviously, they did the feathers with the Cardinals. It's a good color too. Love the collar. I love the black and white kind of old school classic collar here.
This does remind me of like old school NFL jerseys in a way, with that kind of like collar. And they are blessed with a good color scheme, which I think helps them here. I like the feathers. It reminds me of PSG's Jordan kit from this year with the wings on the sleeves, the blue kit. But yeah, I think low wear it out's perfectly acceptable for this. Moving on to the Atlanta Falcons. Now this is interesting. I don't know if there's a big graffiti scene with Atlanta or like where this kind of like splatter design is coming from. Very Jackson Pollock-esque, but I'm gonna be real. I do like this. I think this is pretty cool. I actually think I like it more than the Cardinals one.
Yeah, where the Cardinals is a little more on the nose. We know it's feathers and they're Cardinals. This one obviously takes more inspiration from I would say the city. I guess there's there's a lot of graffiti all throughout Atlanta. Personally, never been. Templated jersey here with the nice collar. They also have like the little under panels. I think it's decent. I don't know. I'm kind of off actually. I kind of might think this is a little rubbish, honestly. I think the Falcons
started with you like this, went to decent, and moved to rubbish. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Pete. This is not. I think Pete. This is like a. This is a weird out.
I am doubling down on the rubbish because like if I'm looking at this. Like, I don't see any type of identity here from the Falcons. Like, I know I'm a big uniform history guy, and like the Falcons uniforms have always just either been, from the 60s, they were always red, and then they moved to a black and silver, and then they went back to the red, and now they kind of just do this black look that they have now. And like, Atlanta's a big hip hop scene. I would have expected a little bit more kind of hip hop tones, I think. Or
I feel like graffiti. I feel like the graffiti kind of helps fit that narrative, though. I feel like you're. How about we meet in the middle of decent?
All right, that's fine.
Because I know some of the kits coming up. This is not rubbish. Moving on to the hometown team, baby.
I'm a Raven.
The Baltimore Ravens. I mean, absolute class.
No, this is absolute class, and
you're going absolute class.
I don't care. This is like really cool. I actually would wear this. No, I love what they did here. They took the themes from obviously the badge. That's like our secondary logo, but obviously the secondary logo is inspired by the Maryland state flag elements. I love that they use that as a as a base template here. Also love the 2 stars signifying
Bowls.
the 2 Super Bowls. Not every team has that. I don't know why we do, but not every other team who's won more Super Bowls has it. There's a lot of good details.
Even the gold, like you wouldn't see it, but the gold in the inside of the shirt there, I actually would have thought it would be kind of sick if they did something with the trim there. I think that would have been a nice touch. But I do agree. And also it is funny because this is, our, like you said, our secondary logo, what we're using for a crest here. This does look like a crest, like a proper crest, as opposed to like other teams. You know what?
Yeah.
Class. Then moving on to the Bills, who broke our heart. Fuck the Bills. Broke our heart this year.
Fuck the Bills.
This is a pretty solid kit.
It's all right.
This is a good. This is a solid kit.
This is they copied PSG. I mean, this is a PSG kit.
It's what do you want to do? Covered in buffalo wings? Like what are we gonna do here?
Honestly, yeah. If they could have been like, some good. They could have done like an homage to all of the buffalo.
Yeah,
wing
that's what they're gonna cover in chicken wings. That'll bring up the score.
What if they drizzle down like a side of like an oozing of ranch or like blue cheese? That would have been pretty nice.
You're not wrong. I think this is bare minimum like a high. This is a wear it out. This is a wear it out bare minimum. It is very much a PSG. It is very much a PSG, like an old school PSG kit.
Yeah. I'm not going to give them the beauty because they beat us in the playoffs. Also, Lamar got robbed of MV3. I don't care.
You're right. I'll say this. Moving on to Carolina. I'm like willing to put this in rubbish for the sole fact of this is just like such a nothing kit.
This is sad.
They have good colors. They have really good colors.
They really do. Black, the Carolina blue, and the silver works so well. And I don't know. This really should have been, and we'll get to it later. This should have been like what the Oakland Raiders, or not the Oakland, sorry, not
Vegas
Oakland,
Raiders.
The Vegas Raiders should have done here. This is what that should have. They got to mix up.
Like it's just a blackout, but like I said, like you have one of the best color schemes in the NFL, and you're just not going to use any of it here.
Another fail under the David Tepper regime in Carolina. You hate to see it.
Now, moving on to the Bears. You and me had a brief conversation about this before even recording. I'm conflicted on this one.
I love this for the straight homage. This is a straight homage to Mike Ditka. What I see here is the Mike Ditka sweater, one that he was always wearing on the sideline. I'm seeing images of like Super Bowl, I believe Super Bowl 20 and 85 when they destroyed the New England Patriots. Like this is at minimum absolute beauty.
Absolute beauty, or which is it?
It's a beauty. It's a beauty minimum. I'm getting excited.
I'm like sitting there, I'm like, I'm gonna argue against class, but I'm willing to give it the beauty. I'm conflicted on this because like I think the theming is nailed down perfect. You look at this, Mike Ditka. And it does look good. To me, this just doesn't look like a soccer kit, though. It does just look like a polo a coach would wear. I don't know. Like, it's not giving me soccer. This doesn't give me soccer kit. Moving on to the Bengals. Hate the Bengals. I really like this kit.
This is good. See, this is the problem. The Bengals, black and orange, just like the Baltimore Orioles. Fantastic color scheme. I like what they did here with the tiger stripes. Going with like kind of the shiny, reflective anthracite type of tone here, and the collar and sleeves are good. So I will say, where would you put this?
Beauty minimum. This is a really clean kit. The theming's there. It's got
agree.
The stripes, but it doesn't go. If it went white, I think it would be a little bit much. But going with the kind of this like off-tone, reflective blacks, I think it looks good. I kind of wish they went with the old school Bengal logo instead of the B. I think that would have been cool, or even just the head. But I think this still lands very safely in beauty. I think this kind of like hits everything that they should be for these NFL soccer collaborations. Moving on to the Cleveland Browns. This is dog shit. No pun intended.
Well, that's what Cleveland is. Cleveland is just
dog
a dog
pound,
shit
dog
too.
shit. This is just like the team itself. This is just so fucking lame.
Yeah, what's interesting here is that they decided to go with a nickname towards one of the end zone in their stadium, because one of the one of the end zones is literally, it's called the Dog Pound, where the rowdiest fans are. Besides, everyone else has always done the team name, like city and team name on there. But Cleveland's like, yeah, we're better than that. Not really, because you guys freaking suck.
It's just like, and the problem is like, you know why I feel like they put that there? It's just like, what else are you gonna like? There's nothing. Like,
put Cleveland Browns,
Cleveland
like
Browns,
the other ones.
Like, there's no idea. Like, it's just gonna be a brown shirt. Like, there's nothing they could do. It's rubbish, right?
This is rubbish.
Like, I almost want to put it in dreadful because they didn't put.
Like,
I hate the Dog Pound. I think it looks horrific.
I think it's rubbish, regardless, though. Sadly, the Browns have a terrible color scheme. I mean, they have some decent, like, classic uniform look, but not the best. Now, moving on to America's team
Dallas
here.
Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys.
I feel like anything less. I feel like
it's
decent. Really?
I think it's just like, all right. So here, like, let's go back to what we were saying, how we were judging this. So the Cowboys are, again, very plain at home. Their home jersey is white. It's white with the blue numbers and like that kind of aquamarine pants. So, and they do have navy blue. I think this is decent. It looks like
I think you're on crack if you think this is just decent. This is a beauty. I think this is a beauty. That's why I'm like astonished right now. I can't believe I even have to like have this discussion. This is we're ranking it on how it looks and the theming of it. The star, right. Like they go with the nice little embossed stars going across the design. The color scheme is clean as hell.
With every other NFL fan base, they hate the Cowboys. The Cowboys get hate on all the time. So I thought you were just honing in on the Cowboy hate. Everyone hates the Cowboys. I don't like the Cowboys
either, but like if we're going, listen, I'm saving my bias shit kit takes for teams that I actually have a rivalry with. This is a beauty.
Okay.
I'm sorry. If we were supporting a different team, maybe, but this is.
That's fine. I'm not gonna. I didn't know that's where you were gonna.
I don't know what you were doing.
My brain went. My brain went straight into like NFL fandom mode where everyone always shits on the Cowboys.
The Denver Broncos. This is interesting.
The side piping paneling that they got going on, that is an homage to the longtime uniforms that they wore basically from the mid 90s up until I think this last year. This last year was they got rebranded and got new uniforms. When the Broncos switched to what many called the Demon Horse logo and the new uniforms, it basically entered them into their most winningest era, because that's when they won all their Super Bowls wearing that jersey. Like they won the 2 Super Bowls in the 90s with Elway, and then they won that Super Bowl with Peyton Manning at Super Bowl 50 as well. So it was all in that look. And it was sad because that look it just got really dated. But it looks like the other part here is, I'm guessing these are the topography map of the Rocky Mountains.
That's what I took note of. I think that's a really cool detail. I feel like this is safe to say. I feel like this is another beauty because I think the colors are good. I like the topography. I think that's like one thing that's actually like really kind of like selling me on this. I think if it didn't have those lines, I'd be throwing and wear it out. But I think it kind of gives it a buck because it's like it keeps it very regional. Like they could have thrown a horse on this and it looked awful. But I like them kind of like the big thing. It's like the mile high state.
Yeah, they could have done like the Orange Crush look or something like that. That's always the fan favorite look, the throwback that they got. That would have been really nice to see here. This is cool. This was different. I think personally I would just wear it out. I don't know if it's a beauty.
Maybe high beauty. Then. I can put it there. I also feel like this kit kind of reminds me. I don't know if it's Team Geist or the T90 series. I'm getting a little bit of that. I think it's the piping, but I get a little of that.
Now moving on to the Detroit Lions. It's different. They went with the white. Love the collar. This is given a little like PSG vibe. So they have this type of striping on their helmets, and I believe they have it on their shoulders. I can't remember for sure. My only thing here is, couldn't we just move like the Lions
exactly
logo, like,
what I was thinking. It's
who like who forgot to do that? Who like did somebody like rush submit this and like, oh, I forgot to like scooch this over a little bit. Now
I feel like they just need to just take the end and the line, just push it out a little more. I think it's still very clean. I think it's a wear it out. There's nothing too crazy about it, but I just think it's a very clean palette. I wish they used a little more silver.
Now moving on to the Green Bay Packers here. One of the NFL's oldest clubs.
Four stars.
And obvious 4 stars for 4 Super Bowls. I actually like this kit. I think this is a minimum. I wouldn't say it's a beauty. I don't think it does enough to be a beauty, but I like. So Packers obviously have never changed. Like besides when they were the Acme Packers and they have that ugly ass throwback with the brown poop helmet and like the navy blue jersey with the circle. Like besides that, like it's always been, green and yellow. I like how instead of just doing a plain green shirt, I like that they did like the subtle gold pinstripe with the yellow collar. So with that, I think wear it out is the right choice here.
I'm like fine wear it out or beauty because I think it's kind of achieving the most you could in terms of thematics for like. Honestly, class if they just threw a bunch of cheeses on it, because a bunch of cheddar, blocks of cheddar on there. I think I would have been in, but
yeah,
I think high wear it out. I think it's fine. Mm-hmm. Moving on to the Houston Texans. I feel like it's like trying to, because it's like bringing the stars in there like Dallas did, but it just looks worse.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that they went with like a half and half design. That's kind of interesting.
I mean, I guess it makes sense in terms of like their crest, their logo.
I mean, if you
I feel like it almost would have made more sense to go with like a white stripe down the middle then.
It's sad because this like almost looks black instead of like navy that they usually have, and like it's kind of throwing it off a little bit. I think it's decent. I like the white collar. The white collar's nice.
It's fine. I don't even care for the stars on this. I think it looks a little like tacky on this. I think it's just because it's so much going on.
There's something that they could have done better, but.
Moving on though, we have Indianapolis Colts. This is an Inter Milan kit.
I was totally surprised that they went with the stripes and they went with like black and blue as the stripes. Now, I know like a year or two ago they came out with like an alternate uniform that was called like Indianapolis Knights with a black helmet. I'm gonna put this, and this is just from my father coming into me right now. I'm putting this in rubbish. Actually, no, we're gonna put this in dreadful because of what they did.
For those of you who don't know, if you're watching from Europe, little history lesson on the Baltimore Ravens and the Indianapolis Colts.
The Colts were originally located in Baltimore in like the early 50s until 1983. The Colts had a terrible owner called Bob Irsay, and he wanted a new stadium to be built, and he wanted the city to pay for it. Long story short, they were going to come to a deal, and then he decided, nope, I'm going to go to Indianapolis. And he basically stole the team in the middle of the night. He got the moving trucks and the moving vans to go to the team facility, take everything and move the team to Indianapolis. And basically, the city of Baltimore was left with no football team for 12 years until 1996. So with that said, that left a whole generation of fans pissed off and angry.
The best way to just compare it, it's literally like if you woke up as a Manchester United fan and you found out that they moved to London and became London United instead. Kept the Red Devils and everything, but they're just now London. And they moved out of Old Trafford. Everything.
Took the history, took all the players, everything. This is like kind of similar for all the people watching in England. I know that this is kind of something similar to like AFC Wimbledon and like MK Dons, like that kind of situation. So think of it like that.
Now moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I like this.
Duval.
This is good. I think this is. I'm willing to put it beauty. I think this is like right there with Bengals. Like I think they kind of hit their marks the same.
Yes. This is fun. I like this. Love the Jaguar print on that. Love how they did the same thing with the Bengals did. because you could make this, because this is something where you can make it really ugly and not wearable. My only gripe is I don't know what they're doing with the collar. Like you had like this kind of nice classic looking like rounded collar, and then it just kind of goes full teal without the rest of the striping. That's my only gripe. So, but other than that, like I think this works.
Super
like,
clean.
This is fun.
Super clean.
Now moving to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh God.
I'll never forgive them what they did to the AFC Championship game.
Don't ever forget what they did to the NFL.
Yeah, I can't stand Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, just the Chiefs being shoved down our throats. I can't stand it anymore. I'm so happy the Eagles smacked the crap out of them.
It felt good. It felt good.
We needed that so much. I could not stand a three-peat. Obviously, they were one of the original teams in the AFL before the merger happened. And they were the first, or actually, sorry, they were the second AFL team to win the Super Bowl. So they've practically never changed their look at all. It's always been the red helmet with the arrowhead and the red and white numbers with the gold trim. I'm surprised that they kind of went with this weird, like, I wouldn't say it's weird, this kind of funky, like, I don't know, it's not really gradient, but
it feels very really like interesting design. It feels like 80s, very 80s, 70s.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's the colors.
I think it's decent.
Yeah, I think decent. Like, I don't hate it. It just doesn't. It's not exactly screaming Chiefs to me, I guess. Like, besides the colors, obviously, but like you could change. You could change the You could put the McDonald's logo on here, and it would fit well.
Yeah, like, this is a McDonald's uniform. This is a McDonald's uniform right here. Now, moving on to, I called them Oakland earlier.
Force a habit.
Las Vegas. Force a habit. The Vegas Raiders here. And honestly, I'm a little disappointed because the Raiders, everyone knows them as the silver and black. And it's the black uniforms with the silver pants. I know they have the colors here. I don't know why I guess they do have a single black stripe on their helmet. So I guess that's probably why they went with that. Single stripe down the middle. I just think it's decent. I think they could have. I wish they actually, like what we complained about that Carolina Panthers one. They should have done that with the Raiders. I feel like. And it could have, and with some silver accents, and it could have been way better.
I think it's decent. Like you had such an easy job. Los Angeles Chargers. I'm a little conflicted on this. They understood the assignment, I think, a little too well. I think
this is my most disappointing team, honestly.
Yeah, like, I get it. I get it, but
this is a pro club skin.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. It's
like I get it because, like, you know, Nike's done like some of the Thunderbolt ones. I know with Roma they did that really well, but what's sad is this: like everyone knows in the NFL that the Chargers have the best uniforms in the league. And I don't even think they used the right shade of blue. It's the powder blue.
They need the powder blue, yes.
And I don't think this is powder blue. It might be. Maybe it looks different in person, and maybe the lighting's really distorting it. I'm sad to say this is rubbish. I'm
fine with that. It's because I think it's
really disappointing. They could have done something really well.
Like powder blue, like a powder blue with some like light with the yellow like tints, maybe like yellow. There was something you could have done here to make this not as bad, but
yeah.
The Los Angeles Rams now, the other LA team, that's blue and yellow. I like this kit a lot. I just don't think I love the Los Angeles Rams in the center. I don't think I'm a big fan of the text.
Yeah, the sad part is when it was a couple years after they relocated back to Los Angeles. They did the whole rebrand and I got the updated uniforms and stuff. And I don't think the rebrand hit that well. And as a result, this is kind of why. It's like almost like too corporate and there's like no type of identity. Like the LA logo with the Ram isn't bad. I like kind of what they did. It looks like they did like the ram horns, like interlocking, which is kind of cool. I don't know. I think it's just decent. It's mostly decent.
Yeah. Now this though, the Dolphins.
The Miami Dolphins.
It's one of the best color. I think a top 3 color combo in the league.
I mean, look, their current uniform set is all right. It's not the best. Bring back the dolphin with the football helmet. That was like the most
iconic.
Super
it's
creative.
so NFL. It's so NFL, man.
Yeah, I love what they did here. I love the base. I don't know if that's.
I think it's supposed to be like waves. Yeah. It's super clean. I'm seeing one thing on the inside of the collar that kind of wish maybe we saw on the trim. It has, I guess, Miami over and over again on the inside of the collar.
That's nice.
I think it's very cool. I mean, this color combination is so hard to mess up. Like,
it really is.
I think I'm not against class on this. This is a gorgeous kit.
I think this is class.
I think this is well deserving. They understood the assignment. They added they could have just left the teal and orange and not done anything else, but adding the waves, I think, just gave it the bump it needed.
Yeah, I agree. Moving on to the Minnesota Vikings. Skull. Skull.
Maybe it's because I'm fresh. I've almost done my complete playthrough of God of War Ragnarok. I think this is class.
Oh, this is 100%.
This hits this so sick, man. Like,
love the Norse mythology letters and the themes.
Awesome.
Here. Yeah, I feel like I'm loading up the screen to go play God of War.
I wish I could get Kratos wearing this through my playthrough. I love it, and this is such a small thing that I'm very anti-Fanatics, I'll say, but I'm very pro them in this moment. If this is a Nike kit, you know that Nordic design was not going to be on the sleeves. It was going to get cut off there.
100%.
But they've got it on the sleeve. This is sick.
This is 100% sick. And then I know I made the same gripe about the Jaguars, but for some reason, this color works better than the execution on the Jaguar one.
Oh, so, yes.
Moving into the New England Patriots, a team that gave me so many heartbreaks,
so much dread,
so much. I hated them so much that I eventually respected them. And Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, just them two. Not I could really care less about everyone else.
I don't know. I heard you were a big Aaron Hernandez guy.
Great. That was a good show.
Great player.
Fantastic acting in that show.
Incredible athlete at one point.
Fantastic teammate, I heard.
Now, what I want to know is, though, at what bargain bin did they get this from the Bournemouth section?
This is Bournemouth. This looks like
Navy
like
Milan, like a deep Navy Milan. I think this is
a New England Revolution kit.
This is a bad New England Revolution kit. I kind of think this is dreadful. I don't like. Yeah, we have the crest twice. They could have just gone Patriots. We have double crest.
We got not one, but two flying Elvises.
This is a little thing, but I don't like that they made it like see-through. I wish they just made the A and the AFC like solid white.
They took a page out of Nike here, where the freaking stripes come through with the sleeves.
Yeah,
like, what the hell?
This is bad. This is like bad. This is one of the worst ones we've seen today.
Yeah, like I typically like it when they do a textured look on the stripes, but it doesn't really work. I
really think there was like a really easy, like some kind of like American flag, like revolutionary, like kind of thing. Like there was a lot you could have done historically, and they went with like very bad stripes. The Saints now, man.
Oh, win the Saints!
Go marching! Oh, when the Saints go marching. How do we not get this song in unison? This is like the easiest song in the world. That was horrible.
I know.
But you know it's not horrible. This is fucking kid, dude. Gold and black and white. It's so hard to mess up. And they nail it here.
Floor de France.
Yes.
They got the floor there, in there too. Love that.
This is
so simple.
This is like arguably the most looking soccer kit out of all of these.
It really is, honestly. Like, this is like,
if you told me this like a French, like if you told me this like in the French league, I'd believe you.
Yeah, Fiorentina.
Yeah,
too, like kind of. Yeah,
this is
an absolute class.
This is
simple and clean. Kingdom Hearts. That was like the easiest one. The Ravens and this were like the two easiest ones.
What is there even to say about that? This is gorgeous. Yeah. Moving on to the Giants. God almighty, this is boring.
It's just really plain.
I just don't like NY and New York. Like, I wish they went Giants instead of NY, like New York again.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a choice. I feel like
New York.
We call it the Frank Sinatra kit. The New Jersey,
yeah,
the New Jersey Giants.
Yeah, love that they play. Love explaining that to like the European mind cannot like comprehend that. They're the New York Giants,
but
they play in New Jersey. So why aren't they the New Jersey Giants? Well,
I
stop asking questions. Right?
No, I get shit for this from New York friends, from Giants fans and Jets fans alike. They should be called the New Jersey Jets and New Jersey Giants. They just don't want to be in New York. They don't want to pay New York, but they want to claim the name. I think it's kind of lame. I'll say it.
Also, I just think about it like, where the hell would they put like a multi-billion-dollar stadium?
Throw in Long Island. There's land out there.
Try telling somebody in Manhattan to go. Well, I guess
really they're gonna go to East Rutherford, New Jersey, though.
That's why I stopped. You know,
I think this is rubbish. I'm like not against Dreadful for this. I just don't think it looks good.
I don't think it's rubbish. I think it's decent.
I don't even think this is decent. This is just double New York. It's a white. It's a plain white tee. Like it. Yeah.
So
it's like the Browns. It's the same thing as the Browns for me. Like you put New York instead of Giants.
No, the Brown. Well, if they did, so this is what the New York with the underscore is a homage to the throwback logo that they have with the Giants with the underline too. So that's I think this is fun. This is like a defined. They have solid colors. Like I think it's decent. I don't think it's rubbish.
This is like a Marshalls. This looks like a Marshalls jersey, Pete. This looks like a knockoff Marshall jersey. We're gonna start giving those decent now. I don't know why you're being so nice to this. I just don't. I don't have much of a problem with it as you do. You seem to have a big problem, and is it because maybe you live in New York? No, I just think this is just.
Maybe it is. Maybe you have something against.
I have much nicer things to say about the Jets when we get to them next. I'll tell you that much. New York's got nothing to do with the New Jersey Giants. Excuse me.
All right. We'll do it. We'll spin for it.
I can't believe you're just willing to defend this. We're gonna have to spin again, or do I make it? God, about time.
You make it. You get it this time, baby.
Good
for you.
Hell yeah, it does feel good. I'm gonna put it low too. I'm gonna put it behind. No, I won't put it behind the Browns. that's just crazy talk. All right, moving on to the New Jersey Jets, New York Jets. Excuse me, Jersey Jets. I think this is decent.
This is decent.
I think this is decent. I'm glad they didn't go New York a second time. They went Jets.
Yeah. I like what they did with the logo. They did the New York logo, which actually looks like a crest too, which is nice.
I feel like going something with I think going planes could have been an easy out, but they didn't, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's like a little bit like it's like almost a Celtic kit, which is kind of cool. Which I remember. I guess the Rooneys were more of a U.S. ambassador to Ireland than Scotland, but anyway, I like this. Yeah, I think this is decent. I think this is good. They did a good job with the hoops. All right.
And moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Your defending Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles.
And thank God, by the way.
Oh my God!
Thank God, by the way.
They helped America from witnessing the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce proposal on national television.
The back-to-back would have been horrific.
No, it would have been a three-peat, the first ever NFL team to go three-peat.
I was talking Taylor Swift back-to-back, but.
Oh.
I was talking Taylor Swift Super Bowl.
Oh.
It's class, right?
Yeah, I was going to say minimum beauty. I'm willing to throw it up in class because it's the feathers. They do the cool feather thing.
I think this is the best underlying pattern out of any of the ones we've seen so far. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the Baltimore Ravens, number one arch rival.
They respect each other, but they hate each other all at the same time.
Might be the dirtiest game every year in the NFL.
Like the most hard hitting.
In all seriousness, though, this is bloody dreadful.
This is bloody dreadful.
If we're spiking the Ravens to absolute class, I think it's only fitting to spike these guys down to bloody dreadful. For personal hate aside,
my only thing is like, I know the Steelers. The Steelers have always been pretty plain. Historically, they're always a plain team. I feel like they could have done something here to give like a more homage to like Pittsburgh and the Steel City, and like kind of interwove those type of themes, but didn't do that here. So, oh well.
See ya. Now the 49ers. I think I like this, right? Like, this is good.
No, this is good.
I think I'm gonna say it just to get it off now. I think I'm gonna put it in beauty and not class for two specific reasons. I do think this is a really clean kit, but I think it's like they took notes from Nike. I don't know why they made the N and the NFC blue.
That's weird.
That's weird. And then not carrying the pattern onto the sleeves, because I really like the map underlay they're going with here.
Yeah, it looks like it's the Bay Area that they're doing the map on, which is cool. Yeah, I didn't understand why they didn't do the NFC logo like monochromatic. They've done it for all the other ones,
like
but
every
for some
other
reason,
team.
Yeah.
This is clean though. They have a very good color. The 49ers do have a historically very clean color scheme.
Yes, they do. I'm not as mad. Like, I know you said about the map base template not carrying over to the sleeves. That one doesn't bother me as much, but I think you're right. I think it is beauty. Going to the Pacific Northwest, Seattle Seahawks here. Probably the most unique color combination with the navy blue and the electric highlighter, lime green, whatever you want to call it.
It's definitely the most interesting color scheme in the NFL, and it works though. It really does.
This design, interesting. I like how they did the two bars. And what's cool is they kind of did that emerald, because Seattle's also known as the Emerald City, so that's like an emerald design that they got going on in the stripes. The word mark of the team name kind of gets lost a little bit in those stripes, but I think this is decent.
Yeah. Decent or wear it out. Like, I can see the wear it out here. I don't know like what you really do.
It's a color that's hard to pull off.
I feel like they should have just taken like a Sounders kit and just slapped the Seahawks logo on it, and I would have been like, class. Because Sounders rarely misses. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
This is rubbish.
Yeah. I went from like, in my head, I went from like wear it out to decent, and like honestly, I'm fine with rubbish. It's like, this is... Everywhere else did like a really good design with the underlay, and this is the first one I've seen that I'm like, what is this garbage? Like, it's just the logo but blown up, and like you can't, like, it's literally covering the skull and crossbones here, so you can't even.
Yeah.
The colors are good. Like, it's not the colors that are making this rubbish for me.
Yeah, I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers actually have a underappreciated color combo and uniform combo in the NFL with the pewter and the red.
Yeah.
What would have been really cool here is if they did the fucking creamsicles. If they did
that would have been crazy. Yeah.
If it was the creamsicles, that was going to absolute class. Probably one of the best ones. Except we got this garbage.
Yeah.
So
I'll give them credit here. I think it's one of the first teams you've seen go with a monochromatic logo or badge.
I think it was them and the Panthers were the other one.
The Tennessee Titans. This is dreadful. This is
so bad.
First off, fuck Radiance, as always. But, like,
yep.
The Titans have a good color scheme. They have, in my opinion, good jerseys. You could have done a lot here. And I feel like they were just getting to the end of the line, and they're like, just slap a gradient, keep it moving. Like, it felt like this guy didn't even want to try on this one.
Yeah, like, I mean, they usually have, like, the shoulder sleeves. That's, like, their iconic look.
Something with
the shoulder design.
With swords.
It's like the shoulder. Yeah, it's like a gray shoulder design that's supposed to be a sword. I mean, gradients. The word mark is so big.
It's just so lazy.
It's so lame. It really is.
I think this is I'm willing to say this is the worst one we've seen yet. Now, last but not least, the Washington Commanders.
When they announced the team name as Commanders, it was. I think it was very mixed. I think it was like mixed, but borderline. Like not a lot of people were feeling it.
I don't hate.
There was a lot of better names. I think they could have chose.
There was a lot they could have done. I feel like everyone's kind of with it now. I think everyone's fine with it. I think Commanders is fine.
As long as you're winning, nobody cares.
Also that.
And now they got Jaden Daniels and they're winning, and they could care less about the team name as much.
It would have been funny if they were still the Washington football team though. That for this specific episode.
A lot of people like the football
I
team
didn't hate it. I honestly didn't hate it.
After a while, you were like,
kind of funny.
The football
I think it's kind of funny. But this though, I don't think this is bad. I don't think it's just doing anything crazy. They kind of made up what looks like their own like kind of crest here, which I think is interesting.
That's their secondary.
So there's their secondary
that they have.
It does look like a side. It's kind of like the Ravens, where like it does look like a proper soccer crest. I think.
Yeah.
A decent, like a high decent, like a low wear. Like it's fine.
Yeah, it is fine. I think it's decent.
Like what do you do? What do you do with this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like the maroon. I like the burgundy and gold. It's a good color combination. I like it. But there's just not. I don't get what the heck this design is on the bottom.
Yeah, I guess to add in a little flair. I'm glad. I would rather be there than not. So it's just it's fine. And there we have it. Every NFL soccer kit. This is like very okay. Decent aside, this is like pretty evenly done. This is like the most even like I think I've ever seen a tier list for us.
Proportion, yeah. This is evenly distributed and proportioned out. Like
it's actually really satisfying. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, this is.
What's fun about this is it's like. What I think is interesting is like we kind of know who's gonna have good kits and who's not, and you know which ones like when we review teams. You know, like the big hitters in like a team's history. But with this, it's just fun little mock-ups that they decide to throw together here. We get to hit every team in the NFL.
This is like every like graphic designer's like wet dream, because there's hundreds, thousands of like concepts that you've seen out there where they're like, oh, I'm gonna cross over two different sports teams from two different sports and see what happens, like what this is that basically.
The designers of Fanatics, honest to God, I'm happy for them. It must have been like Christmas when they're like, guys, we need to design a soccer kit for every NFL team and we're gonna make them. That had to have been like fireworks went off in that office.
I'll be curious to see if I'll be curious to see how much they go for, like when they start hitting the secondary market. Yeah. What are you thinking, like minimum 250? Like 200?
If it's only available one day in a very specific location, yeah, probably somewhere around there. The Ravens, I think it depends on what team for sure. Like that Ravens one. I don't like that Ravens one's clean. I kind of hope you never know. Maybe like they'll release it on individual team stores if we get lucky. I feel like they do that sometimes.
If this is popular enough, they'll be like, yeah.
Fanatics has never been one to turn down money. That's one thing I've learned over the last few years.
Yep.
But there we have it, our tier list of every NFL kit. Let us know what you think. Did we get any wrong? Were we a little too harsh on some teams? Do you think some others should have gotten bumped up a little bit more? And honestly, what other sports leagues do you think would you like to see kind of do this little this little crossover? I saw some soccer proper football clubs were actually making baseball and NFL style kits. I saw Chelsea was doing that. I'm curious if any other teams were as well, but maybe we can take a look at those in the future. But thank you all so much for being here for this special edition episode. We're going to be back next week with our regularly scheduled soccer club tier list. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys all next week. Cheers, my friends.
See you guys.